Welcome, day 3 of our Panthers Pretend Drafts. I'm Demetri. This is part of This Team is Killing Us. Every single day leading up to the NFL Draft, I am using Pro Football Network's mock draft engine to create a mock draft for the Carolina Panthers. Here is my, as I rip everything, here is my trusty guide of what I think the team's top needs are, what I want if it happens to fall to us, and then I do have some scenarios where I'd be willing to trade into the first round, but for the most part, I am trying to do what it is Dan Morgan has sort of hinted at all along, which is more likely to trade back than to trade up unless there's someone just staring us in the face. So let's dive into it for today, all 7 rounds, starting obviously at pick number 33. We'll keep our eye on any of the top 3 wide receivers, as well as Dallas Turner. All right. So after pick number 15, I've hit pause real quick because all the big 3 wide receivers are gone. Brock Bowers is gone, but look at the top of the available draft boards. We're going to keep our eye on Dallas Turner, and if he's still there after the Steelers pick, which he is after Jared Verse goes to Atlanta. Wow, instead of Dallas Turner. All right, we're going to try and make a trade here, but what we're going to do is I don't want to waste your time, right? So I'm going to trade, make my offer. If the Dolphins reject it, I only get one more chance and then moving on. So let's see what it is we can put together here to try and move up to get what I believe is the best pass rusher available in this draft. So let's start working on our offer to Miami. We want number 21. I'm willing to give up 33.65. Let's go 33.39 and next year's 3. Is that enough to get it done? It is. One of the things the Panthers need to do in this draft is find a replacement for Brian Burns. They definitely need some help on the edge. I think Dallas Turner is the best possible guy you can come away with. Is it a 1-for-1 match for Burns? No, but I think it's the best we can do, right? So now we've got our Brian Burns replacement. We are going to move up from 33 to 21, and we are going to pounce on Dallas Turner. Let's just reject these trade offers real quick because we are not looking to flip this. We're not doing a Property Brothers kind of thing with this pick. We want our edge rusher, and we got the best one in this draft. All right, so now all we can really do is wait. So we don't have 33 or 39. We're not picking again until the top of the 3rd round. I'm not going to make any moves here. Obviously, the selection now of centers and wide receivers that we could look at, a little bit depleted, but again, I will again justify that move to go up to 21 and get Dallas Turner. I think it adds the most possible talent that we could. All right, as we come down to 65, Malachi Corley going off the board takes off, I think, what our best receiver option was. I don't really like that offer from Minnesota. I don't like the offer from Cincinnati. We'll reject both of them. All right, now we got to kind of look at what is the best possible thing we could do. Is it Trey Benson or Jonathan Brooks? We did that yesterday in the 3rd round. We took Jonathan Brooks as a running back. I don't think that's it. I think Ricky Pearsall of Florida, man, that's not the kind of wide receiver that I want there. I'd rather have a guy like Jalen McMillan. Or do I get Cedric Van Pangranger and solve my center issue? Boy, this is a tough one. You know what I'm going to do? I like Jalen McMillan a lot. I like that whole Washington receiving core. He's going to be my pick at the top of the 3rd round for the Carolina Panthers. Probably means that your rookie is going to end up being your number 4 receiving option if you are waiting till round 3 to take a wide receiver. So, I would guess that means that the depth chart to start camp would go Deontay, Thielen, Mingo, and then whoever the first pick is, or excuse me, whoever the wide receiver they take is, if they're waiting this late in the draft to do so. Pick 101 coming up. And let's see, that might be a trade worth taking, going down to 115 and then also picking up 149. You know what? We gave up a lot of capital to move up to get Dallas Turner. Let's get some capital back. I'm going to take that trade. So now we sit and wait, and obviously without a glaring center, right? Without a center that has separated himself from everyone else on the board, I didn't really feel the need to jump there. But at 115 now, it looks like we're going to get to make this pick, and it puts us in good position with Tanner Bortolini out of Wisconsin. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know much about him other than what I've read, and that is that he might be the last center that is worth taking on day 2 of the NFL draft. So the fact he fell to us in the 4th round, I'm very happy about. And I don't know if we get a guy that can start day 1, but we get a guy that people seem to like what they see in. So, you know, look, when you make a move up, everything afterwards you're going to be talking yourself into. I think I can talk myself into this pretty comfortably. All right, as we come into 141, no trade offer there. We've got our center. We've got our wide receiver. We've got our edge rusher. Do we add another wide receiver? Do we add a running back? Or do we look at a tight end here? Because there are some options. Jared Wiley of TCU, Theo Johnson of Penn State. You see down there Jaheim Bell of Florida State, who I think played at South Carolina as well. The guy I am going to go with here, I think I am going to double up. No, I was thinking about maybe taking Brendan Rice and doubling up on receiver, but let's go with Theo Johnson out of Penn State. We also have pick 142. I totally spaced on that one. Man, do I want to do? Yeah, I'm going to reject this. I'm going to hang on to this pick here, and let's add another wide receiver. Let's go ahead and do Brendan Rice, and that gives us a few targets for Bryce Young that we have added in this draft. And now we're picking again at 149. And what's interesting about having that pick 149 is I was sort of looking at, and I know this isn't a major need for the Panthers, but I was kind of looking at, is it Tyrese Knight? I think it might be Tyrese, but I'm pretty sure it's Tyrese Knight out of Utah. I watched them play a couple of games this year. Knight didn't jump off the page to me, but he seems to jump off the page to people that are much better at evaluating college talent than I am. And this is about the right range for him at number 5. That being said, is we're in this place now where none of the obvious candidates are a real position of need. I think a running back is more valuable to the Carolina Panthers than adding a linebacker would be. So I'm going to go with Bucky Irving. I'm not really in love with either of these 3 running backs at the top: Irving of Oregon, Davis at Kentucky, and Lloyd at USC. Yeah, I'll go Irving. He's a little more versatile than the others, although I think sometimes he misses what should be obvious holes. But hey, that's sort of the theme of the Panthers running game. And now we just sit back and wait. Let's take a look at what we have landed so far in this draft. And you'll notice in other mock drafts that we've done, we've had a lot more picks by now. And that's because it did take a lot of capital to move up and go get Dallas Turner in the first round. But we will hold tight, waiting till pick number 240. And we talked about this on Tuesday, that sometimes the best thing you can do at that point is just take the best player available to you. You know, one thing that I think is interesting, and this is true of all of these sort of mock draft programs, very rarely do you see anybody make a move on the special teamers. But look, you can see Cam Little of Arkansas, Ryan Reckow of BYU, Torrey Taylor of Iowa. There are guys out there that are worth taking a look at. Carolina certainly doesn't need a punter. I don't think a kicker would make a whole lot of sense to draft here. So just sort of watching. We got about 20 picks to go. And look, this is something I noticed as I've been doing this. There are a lot of centers towards the back of the draft. I think it's such a need for the Panthers, though, that I would not have waited this long to grab a center if we're only grabbing one. A guy that I have my eye on here just because the position is pretty valuable, and I'd like to come out of here with two offensive linemen. Don't know anything about Nathan Thomas out of Louisiana, but I'm going to make him our last pick. And that is day 3 of our Panthers pretend draft madness extravaganza. I don't know. All I know is we can't call it Mishegas anymore. So we're coming up with new names every day on the fly. But I like what we did here. We prioritized finding a replacement for Brian Burns. There you see our overall draft. I'll show you sort of what we gave up. The Dolphins turned around and traded 33 again, but 2 picks this year and 1 next year to go get Dallas Turner at number 21. We traded 101 to the Bengals and went and added 2 picks, 115 and 149. We got our center. We got another potential body for the running back rotation there as well. There it is. They're the 7 guys that we come away with on day 3 of our mock draft. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the OG Triangle Media YouTube channel. We are doing one of these every single day leading up to the NFL draft.